So here's an interesting challenge. The bigger and more complex organizations get, their tendency is to form themselves into specialized functions. Now, this is good in that it builds technical proficiency and comfort. The downside of this is that as an organization gets larger, this sort of silo building activity happens, where people who are in a particular kind of role hang out with people who are in the same kind of role. The challenge for that is that it's not really that great for customers, because what ends up happening is that the organization begins to be more interested in what's going on in this particular silo versus this particular silo, and the customer's not part of the equation. So go along with the analogy for a moment, that many organizations look more like a collection of castles than one cohesive entity creating and delivering greater experiences for customers. So what are the characteristics of castles? Well, the moats are there to keep those people who aren't members of our castle out. Just stay away. Those large picture windows you see, just kidding. The windows are small because they really don't want you to see what's going on in here. If they wanted you to know, you'd be inside. Or they'd lower the drawbridge and let you in, but don't count on that happening. Typically, in most organizations, the people in one castle don't really associate with the people from other castles. If you're in IT, you spend the majority of your time hanging with IT people. Field operations, call center, accounting, legal, it's all the same. We like to hang out with the people that we work with on a regular basis. And typically, we're focused on the issues that pertain to our castle. But where's the customer in all of this? While we spend our time focusing on the agenda and politics of our castles, the customer, whose problems typically cross castle boundaries, are left to wander between castles, between silos, looking for someone, anyone, to help them. I'm willing to bet that this has happened to you in your dealings with some organization that you do business with. You call one part of the organization only to get shuffled on to the next. One voice message leads to another, and then another. We end up shuffling customers from one place to another. What's that experience like? You know what it's like because I know that you've experienced it. If we can take our castle blinders off for a minute and experience the organization the way that customers do, I guarantee that it will lead to a change in how it is that we behave. Let's remember something. Customers don't care at all about the politics of our castles. They don't care about who has the money. They don't care about who has more political influence than another. What they care about is just one thing, and that is, how do I get my particular problem solved or resolved? How do I get my question answered? To fix this requires a shift in perspective, to look at the organization from the customer's perspective, to sort of put down our castle blinders, to tear down the castle walls, and really understand how it is that our customers are interacting with us as a whole. That's all for now. Until next time, here are a couple of things that you might want to talk about.